Okay, welcome back to another video. Today we're looking at the build order for 21 population man-at-arms into archers, and it's going to be an aggressive one because you're going to drop 2 archer ranges more or less as soon as you've hit Feudal Age, and you'll be able to have a double archer range production. Today I'm using the Magyars, mostly because they're one of my favourite civs, but also because they don't have an eco bonus necessarily at the beginning of the game, so you can do this build order with any civ really. And the good thing about Magyars is they get forging, so you'll have your man-at-arms and your scout having forging as soon as they hit Feudal Age, and it's really powerful and strong at killing villagers. They also have fully upgradable arbalests at the time of this video anyway at least, and then you'll be able to transition to cav archers if you wish, or knights. It depends on what strategy you want to go for, depending on what civ you have. So start off with your standard opening, 2 houses, 6 on sheep, and then we're going to have the next 2 villagers to go to the wood line. Make sure you scout your boar and your herdables nice and early. There we are, 2 villagers on the wood line. Now the next villager is going to grab the boar. What I do, we just started taking this sheep, so that for me is a cue to grab the boar. So what I do actually is I take a villager from underneath the TC to grab the boar, and I replace that villager with the next villager that is produced by the TC. So we still have 6 underneath the TC and 1 to grab the boar. We have 7 on food in total, but the next 2 villagers will go to the wood line. Hope that made sense. I mean, you could have just taken the next villager to be produced to take the boar, it just would have had a little bit of idle time. Okay, so also of course you don't have to shoot the boar with a TC, you can just, grab your boar however normally you do. 4 on wood. Now the next villager will come towards the berries to build 2 houses and then to go to berries. You have to force drop your villagers from the boar because they carry a bit too much food and you won't be able to keep the TC running unless you force drop. So once that villager's come out to build the 2 houses, the next villager is going to grab the mill and build that, and of course go to berries. And after that, the next villager is going to grab your second boar. Now the next 2 villagers are going to go to berries. Make sure you shift click your villagers on the TC to sheep, you don't have any idle time. So far so good. So there's the second villager come out to the berries after grabbing the boar. 4 on berries now, and you have 8 underneath the TC. Now the next 2 villagers will stay underneath the TC grabbing food, like so. Make sure these villagers that are on the sheep, that they're waypointed to the boar and not another sheep. You don't want to take another sheep just yet. Now you will be at 19 population, 18 villagers. The next villager is going to build the barracks, and the last villager to be produced before we click up will go to gold. You want to take half your villagers to one sheep, half villagers to the other sheep, and prep the next 2 last sheep as well. You get loom after that villager's been built, and you'll be clicking up to Feudal Age as soon as you can afford it. There we are, we've clicked Feudal Age. Okay, so now we're well on our way to Feudal Age. The barracks is built, we'll start to queue up our militia. And what you'll do from here is you'll send 4 villagers from underneath the TC to the wood line, and you'll send 1 villager from underneath the TC to gold. Your villager that built the barracks will build the house and will continue to wall up your base with palisade gates and palisade walls. And the villagers from underneath the TC, after sending 1 to gold, you have 5 left. You will build 2 farms when you can afford it, and the remaining 3 villagers will go to the straggler tree. You've got your 3 militia produced, you'll start to go forward with your scout. There's a second farm. Now as soon as you hit Feudal Age, you'll, with this villager that's building, build a house, get the double bid axe upgrade from the lumber camp, get the man-at-arms upgrade from the barracks, and with the villager that's building the house, that villager will build an archery range, or 2 archery ranges actually, and the next villagers from the TC will go to gold. So there's the man-at-arms upgrade in, and you're going to be doing some damage now, I hope. Now just ignore this house foundation, we actually build 2 archery ranges. Okay, second archery range going down. We've queued up archers. We're going to go forward with those archers, waypoint them forward. I'm going to hopefully do some damage. Now, once you've put the foundations for the second archery range, and once you've had 8 villagers on gold, we're at 7 at the moment, the next villagers are going to go to the straggler tree and drop farms. So the order for the building for the builder villager is as soon as you hit feudal, house, archery range, house. Got 8 villagers on gold, so the next villagers now from the TC will go to the straggler trees and drop farms. You build your barracks, and this villager will continue to build houses, pretty much probably for the rest of the game, to be honest. So going forward with the archers, and you're dropping farms and hopefully doing a lot of damage up front now. So looking at the time, once you've hit around about 11 farms, probably around about 15 minutes 20 seconds roughly, you'll be able to afford fletching. Keep dropping farms as soon as we can afford, and we keep building houses. If you are interested in the written version of the build order, do check the YouTube description. It will have the instructions there on how you can grab it. So we've got 12 farms, we've clicked fletching already, and we've a little on aggression here really with the double archery range. Now at this point you can consider one of two things. You can stop producing archers if you feel that you're not getting value and look to get up to castle age, or you just keep going with the archers. You may want to think about padded archer armor upgrade from the barracks, from the blacksmith, if you feel like it's going to be an extended feudal age fight. And yeah, hopefully you've done a lot of damage by now. Hopefully you've enjoyed that build order. What I did is I moved the villagers from the berries towards the gold, so you'll have 12 villagers on gold. You probably want to drop another mining camp for efficiency purposes, but that kind of completes the build order. If you've enjoyed it, and let me know how it goes if you've tried it out. I really would like to hear your experiences with it. Nevertheless, we hopefully have done a lot of damage, and it's one of my favourite build orders. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you on the next video.